Hello, everybody. Cecil Pearson Jr. live on YouTube here. Guys, I don't know why I do these videos but like this, but I do. And I feel that it's important and I want it made 100% clear that this is me speaking. I may become passionate. I don't know. But there are some things that you guys need to be made aware of. I don't know if you are aware of them or not. I don't know what your news media shows you and what it doesn't. There are some things that you need to be made aware of. And that's what I'm going to get into. Now, I'm not going to be doing shout outs, whereases, and what fors, and there won't be a prayer service. I apologize in advance for the coughing and hacking, but I can't help that. You can come on out, son. There's pizza in the kitchen, and you've got some water in the cooler. Now, I'm not looking for Brother Brent and Sister Chrissy. Sister Chrissy's having some tests run today, and Brother Brent's at the hospital with her, so keep them in your prayers. But I'm bringing you some very hard news today. This is about Russia, Ukraine. And once again, the lack of honor with the Russians. It is very disturbing to know that just today, people were in line to get bread in the Ukraine, just to get bread, to get food. These people weren't armed. These people weren't carrying guns. They weren't carrying weapons. There were no Molotov cocktails. There were nothing. They were standing in line to get a loaf of bread. When Russian forces climbed down out of their armored personnel carrier and shot and killed 10 people standing in a bread line. 10 unarmed people standing in a bread line. Guys, hello to everybody. I'm not doing shout outs. I'm just getting to business. Now, if this sounds familiar to you, it's because maybe it is. Hitler and his SS would frequently get out of their armored carriers and shoot and kill unarmed Jewish people standing in line to get food. Putin's soldiers stopping their armored personnel carrier, getting out and killing 10 innocent people standing in a bread line. 10 unarmed people standing in a bread line. These people had no thought of attacking Russians. They had no thought of fighting. They had no thought of anything other than trying to get some food to feed themselves and their family. And they killed 10 of them. Killed them. A maternity hospital. Now, for you folks that aren't familiar with the term maternity, it's a woman giving birth. A hospital dedicated to women and the birthing of children and the aftercare of the woman and infant. Maternity hospital bombed. What on earth could pregnant women in labor and newborn infants pose a threat to Russian troops. How is that even possible? It was the senseless onslaught of slaughter of innocent women and children. Innocent women and children slaughtered. Not even children, infants, freshly born, hours old, blown all to pieces by Russian bombs. Where is the honor in that kind of an attack? There is none. Where is the wherewithal of the rest of the world to stand by and watch an entire culture of people systematically labeled for extinction and then killed by Russian forces for no other reason than, well, they're there, they must die. What do you think Jesus would say? I can tell you, suffer little children that they should come unto me. These are infants. They can't even hold up their head, much less lift an AK-47 or a Kalashnikov rifle to attempt to fight off Russian soldiers. These are women who have just given birth, been through a very traumatic event in and of themselves in giving birth, barely able to walk to a bathroom after the birthing process, blown all to pieces just for the sake of a body count to satisfy Vladimir Putin. Where is the honor in these killings? There are none. Honey, I understand that war is war. I get it. I've been in war. I understand war is war. I understand what it's like to have an insurgency against you. I get it. I understand it. But at no time did the leaders of our military or our president say, kill civilians. Matter of fact, we were told, you better not. If you do, you go into prison if we don't execute you. We were told, do not target civilians. Matter of fact, we were told we better do everything we could do to prevent civilian casualties. This man is ordering the death of innocent civilians, innocent women, children, elderly people, an elderly couple riding in their car. One of the APCs with a cannon on it trains the cannon onto the car and fires, killing this 60-something-year-old man and his wife instantly. For what? Driving down the road? Their road? In their country? Where the Russian troops didn't belong. It ain't like, the man could have just reared back with 100 miles an hour and knocked this car into the side of that APC and not have damaged it. He'd have killed him and his wife, but them Russian soldiers would have rolled right on. But they turned their gun and blew this man and his wife and their car all to pieces. I saw the bodies. Apartment complexes, residential homes, hospitals, children's hospitals, libraries, schools, deliberate targets of the Russian military. Deliberate targets, not accidental, deliberate targets. I seen a 6-foot ditch dug by a track hoe. Dirt piled up on one side of it, and them bringing in body after body after body, wrapped in body bags, and just having to throw them in the hole. No time for coffins, no time for a burial service, nobody there to sing hymns for them, nobody there to pray for the family, nobody there to offer any kind of comfort, just bodies being thrown into the ground as if they were garbage. As if they were garbage. And then the track hoe took its bucket, raked the dirt back in, and packed it down on them. Body stacked up on top of other bodies. It's the very first video on this channel. Go look through the videos and go all the way back, and then you'll see it says heaven and hell. But now I'm telling you, bodies stacked on top of bodies. Some of them they didn't even have body bags for. They had them wrapped in plastic or had them wrapped in carpet. Throwing them down into these holes, just rolling them off the edge into the hole systematically as if they meant nothing. This is somebody's mother, somebody's father. This is somebody's brother and sister. This is somebody's child. This is somebody's aunt, uncle. This is somebody's grandparents. This is somebody's grandchild. This is somebody's cousin. These bodies had people that loved them, and they were civilians in an apartment complex and a residential neighborhood and a kindergarten and a schoolhouse and a hospital roll into a ditch as if they were garbage. As if they were garbage. Where is the honor? I'm sorry, but I'm a United States Army soldier. We were taught to fight with honor, and you don't kill the unarmed, and you certainly don't target women, children, and infants. You don't target. That's enough, sweater. You were asked to stop. You will stop or you'll be silenced. That is enough. Now you got my attention. Is that what you wanted? I bet it ain't. We don't need your help. I got admins and they run it. If I needed your help, you'd have a blue wrench. Now shut it. You know what? You were told and you got smart. You're just done. I'll do it myself. Don't bother emailing. It won't do you no good. But guess what? I read what you said, but nobody else will, Jack. Why is it that you trolls think when I'm on here doing a video like this that's already got me hot, that it's a good time to try me? Are you retarded? Are you special needs? Do you need a helmet, crayons, and a coloring book? Now's not time to screw with me. There is no honor in the targeting of civilians. There was no anti-aircraft weaponry set up in this neighborhood. There was no anti-tank weaponry set up in this neighborhood. There were no military forces in this neighborhood. There was no Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, or anything else in this neighborhood. The Russians flew over and bombed the crap out of people doing what you're doing right this minute. Sitting in their homes or at their jobs or at their stores, going about their lives, doing nothing to nobody. blown all to pieces for the sake of being blown all to pieces. Cannon fodder. That's what these people became. Cannon fodder. Now, you explain to me where the honor is in that kind of killing. There's no different than what Jeffrey Dahmer, David Koresh, John Wayne Gacy, the guy that did the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Adam Lanza. It's no different than what any of these mass murderers have done. No different. They killed people for the sake and the pleasure of killing them. That's it. There's no difference in what the Russian troops are doing than what these serial killers have done. None. No different. Attacking innocent people that meant them no harm. You know, I'm reminded of my own ancestry right now. When the United States Army surrounded the Cherokee while they were just going about doing their business and mowed them down. The Cherokee weren't being violent. They weren't taking part in the war. They were the most peaceful Indians there was. But they were systematically slaughtered by the United States military. Much like the Jews were systematically slaughtered by the secret police. Much like the Ukrainians now are being slaughtered by Russian forces under the command of Vladimir Putin. I say again, the same thing that I said on the video the last time I talked about this. The world is standing by and witnessing another Holocaust. And they're doing nothing about it. Oh, they're going to take money away from them. Russia has China. Russia don't need our money. They got China. They got Iran. They got Venezuela. They got Cuba. They got North Korea. They don't need our money. Well, we're sending the Ukrainians weapons. They don't have enough soldiers to fire the cotton-picking things. They need a no-fly zone and boots on the ground. No, I don't want to see America sucked into another war, but I don't want to see an entire culture of people wiped out just for the sake of being afraid of what Putin might think. You know what I think about Putin? I think he ate too many beans. Let that one marinate for a minute. Am I afraid of Vladimir Putin? Not even this much. Am I afraid of Russian forces? Not even this much. I ain't afraid of no man. I ain't afraid of no president. I ain't afraid of no law enforcement officer. I ain't afraid of no CIA, NSA, FBI, KGB, RPK. I ain't afraid of none of them, Jack. Not one. They put their britches on the same way I do. And if I can get a hole in them before they get a hole in me, guess what? I win. I ain't afraid of it. I'm not afraid of nuclear missiles coming in. I grew up during the first Cold War. I was there when Reagan said, Mr. Gorbachev, tear down that wall. I was there watching on the television. I lived it. I watched the fall of communism in Russia. I watched the end of the Cold War. And now I see we're getting us another one. Why? Because our president ain't got the stones, berries, testicular fortitude, intestinal fortitude, guts, balls, if you must, to stand up to this man and say, that's enough. You're going to quit this, and you're going to quit it right now. He's sitting back, wringing his hands, worried about what Russia might do. I could care less. And about 3/4 of this country could care less. We don't want to see Ukraine destroyed just for the sake of destroying it. And by the way, Russia now wants Alaska back and wants a fort in California back and says if we don't give it to them, they're going to come get it. Well, Jack, jump on it. Come get you some. I can't I can't keep you from doing it, but I can break you from the habit of trying again. Come get you some. Just like I tell the people that threaten to come here and hurt me and my family. Come if you want to, but you'll not leave in the same vehicle that you came in. You'll either leave in an ambulance or a coroner's van, but you won't be leaving in your vehicle. So you better have tow plans tied up or ready to go. You better have a tow truck on standby, because that car, you won't drive it away from here if you come to harm me. I'll put more holes in you than Carter got liver pills, Jack, and not care. I'll come back inside and have a hot dog and a piece of cake and drink a Coca-Cola and watch cartoons. You think you're going to come and hurt me and mine? And that's my family. You think you're going to come and invade my country? You lost your mind. Go ahead and try it if you want to. Better armies than you have tried, and they failed. So you go ahead and bring that dirt pile you got and them old raggedy tanks you got down here and see what happened to you. Go on, that's just a thing for you to do. Heck, I invite you. Bring it. Don't just sing it, honey. Bring it. And find out what the United States of America's average Joe Blow citizen has got for you. You think the Ukraine's giving you a hard time? Wait till you run up on us, Jack. We've been hunting for a long time. And we've been spoiling for a fight for the last 100 years. So go on and bring that junk in if that's what you want. Find out how far that gets you. Go ahead. I dare you. I double dog dare you. Oh, wait a minute. Let's go full Christmas story. I triple dog dare you. Bring it. See what happens. See how far you get. We got rednecks that go out into the garage and sit around and drink Bud Light and Natty Light. Some of them drink some Coors. Some of them drink some Miller Lite. Most of them drink moonshine. And they sit around and they think of ways to blow stuff up for fun. What do you think they'll do for defense? You ever been hit in the face with a tater at 250 miles an hour? We can do that. You been hit in the chest by a can of chili traveling at 300 miles an hour? We can do that. We can take a can of chili and PVC pipe and kill you with it. We ain't the people to mess with, Jack. Y'all better understand it. We sit around and shoot tannerite in the evenings for fun. Because we like to hear things go boom. We're not the ones to dink with. You think the Army's bad. They have to follow rules. We ain't got no rules. No, we don't. The rednecks and the hillbillies, as we get made fun of, the rednecks and the hillbillies, we ain't got no rules. And we will enlist people like the Crips and the Bloods and the MS-13 and the rest of them and tell them, y'all come on. We about to go have us a good time. We about to go tear some stuff up. Y'all want to go? All right. Why? Because no matter how divided this nation is racially, economically, or politically, you jump on us, we all lay that crap to the side and come together in one loud voice screaming into the night. You will not do that here. We will lay those differences aside and we will stand shoulder to shoulder and we will bleed the last drop of blood that we have, but you will not do that crap here. We won't have it. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why the United States of America has never been successfully invaded. It's because every country on the face of this earth shakes in their absolute boots at the thought of the hillbillies and the rednecks and the gangs getting together, standing shoulder to shoulder saying, not here, you're not. You can take that right back to where you come from. We don't want none. We ain't buying what you selling. That's why the United States of America has not been. Really? Is it the same troll under a different name, you reckon? Do you really think that you're going to get by with it anywhere here? If you do, you're sadly mistaken. But I'm about done. But I just wanted y'all to know that 10 people standing in a bread line, Russian forces stopped their APC, opened the door, climbed out, and shot them down like dogs in the street for trying to get bread to feed themselves and their family. Russian forces bombed and missile attacked a maternity hospital full of pregnant women and newborn infants. Gonna get loud in just a second. You might want to turn it down or take your earbuds out. Takes a real big man to jump on unarmed women and infants, don't it? You sorry sack of sheep dip. Takes a big man to jump on pregnant women and infant children. Worthless pieces of dog crap scum. Ain't fitting to lick my boot. ain't got a drop of honor in them nowhere. And you best not ever let me see you. See, I'm not God. I don't have the same forgiveness mode that God has. I'm not God. I'm just a human. And at times like this, when you start killing women and children, you get on my fleshly side, and that's a place you don't want to be. Do you understand me? Can you look into my eyes and read what I'm telling you? When you start killing women and children, you get on my fleshly side, and that's a place you just don't want to be. Because I have no mercy. I am a pastor. And I want you, each and every one of you, to know that I would go to war and I would fight for you just as quick as I would the people of Ukraine. I'd give my last drop of blood to make certain that nobody harmed you guys. That's my job as a shepherd, is to protect this flock from every evil that's out there. I took an oath. I took an oath to this country, and I swore to defend this Constitution against all enemies, both foreign and domestic. And as far as I know, I have yet to be relieved of that promise. They've never told me, well, you're done now. Your oath, you fulfilled your oath. No, that's a lifelong commitment. Be my life long or short, it has always been in the service of this nation and the people who live in it. I don't care if I agree with your politics. I don't care if I agree with your racism. I don't care if I agree with your sexual preference or sexual orientation. It ain't my business. My business is you were born in this country, and I promised with my hand held high, laying on a Bible, that I would defend you and this nation against all enemies, foreign and domestic, regardless of what your politics are. I may not agree with what you got to say, but I'll die for your right to be able to say it. I may think you're an idiot, but I'll die for your right to be one. And that's all the Ukrainian people want, is they want the right to make their own choices. And the whole world is standing back, watching ditches get filled with Ukrainian dead bodies. Because everybody on the face of the planet is scared of one little retarded troll named Vladimir Putin and what he might do. You ought not to be worried about what he might do and worry about what we will do. You don't need to be worried about what somebody might do when you should be worried about what somebody's gonna do. And if y'all think for a minute that we're gonna put up with that kind of bull crap here, you've lost your rabbit running mind. And I need to stop, because I'm getting too close to the flesh now. Once again, I want it known, I am not speaking for God here. I'm speaking for Cecil Weldon Pearson Jr. God has mercy when it comes to something like this. I don't. I love each and every one of you. Not nearly as much as God, but I love y'all. Y'all have a good afternoon. Peace out. See you tomorrow.